someone has come up with a term to replace sex and drugs and rock and roll. And it's taken two guys from Bath, England to do it. The Propellerheads' debut album is called Decks and Drums and Rock and Roll. And these guys are about to storm North America with their big beats, starting here in New York City. What do you think about this graffiti here on this wall?
Well, I think it's just like a classic bit of New York art, you know what I mean? It's sort of, you know, it's someone's bombed that up in an evening, and that's, you know, to me, that's pure art. So I think it's great. And it's a shame that you still don't see it on all the trains, you know, buffed up. So
getting rid of it.
I know, it's a shame. It's a shame.
It is a shame.
Yeah.
And what about in London? Do they have similar laws against bombing?
Absolutely, yeah. They're very, very heavy on there. But I mean, at the same time, they've also they've sectioned off a lot of areas that are, you know, really have just become designated areas for graff. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, really.
Contained art.
A lot of ball courts like this, you know, that have just been sectioned off, and there's there's big competitions that happen now, but it tends to be people that will write there will be people who go underneath a different name, so they don't get hooked for anything that they've done in the last couple of weeks, you know what I mean? So,
that's really twisted.
Yeah, well, it's the way you've got to play the game, I think, when you're there.
Yeah.
It's too hardcore, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to end up in prison for putting some art on a wall, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it sucks. The way I play the drums is I've come from listening to a lot of program music, you know, so that's where my drumming styles come from, so it does feel natural to me, for me to play along to those sorts of beats. I don't know, I don't actually, when I'm playing on stage, I don't use headphones, I just like to have everything very loud. I like things very loud.
As a result, he's actually getting quite deaf.
Deaf?
What?
Oh, bad.
You what?
I was actually shouting at you down the corridor the other day.
Were you?
Absolutely bellowing, and you were just like walking on there.
That's not worried about going deaf?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a fundamental part of my livelihood at the moment. You know what I mean? It's like if I...
It's kind of, it happens with touring anyway. Just you get temporary deafness.
It almost seems like you're putting that element of error, human error, in there.
Yeah, there's got to be a sense of danger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think, yeah, people like to go and see things go wrong.
Do things go wrong?
Always, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, to varying degrees, but yeah. Well, you know, if you get a bouncy stage, then we run backing tracks off acetates off decks, so things jump, and we have to get back in time, remember to work out where we are in the song. But, no, things go wrong, but we have a plan so that we can kind of keep reasonably together when we're performing, but it's good to leave enough room for manoeuvre, you know.
We have a little song and dance that we do between the two of us when anything goes wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We have a few kind of mime things. And, like, shadow.
Yeah,
Human beatbox type things. You do vocals of a sort, occasionally.
Yeah. I don't do much talking, you see. I just sort of can't help doing these sort of beats all the time. It's just a problem I have. A strange problem.
Life's for us to enjoy. Woman, man, girl and boy. Feel the pain, feel the joy. And sidestep the little bits of history repeating.
In Britain, which is really kind of it's like part of our national heritage. You kind of grow up with Shirley Bassey, and she's just got so many associations, and it's got this kind of iconic thing. And we started working on a song, and which is an instrumental to begin with, and then it ended up sounding like it should. It's kind of hard to explain, but so within a sort of moment of madness, we thought we'd try and actually ask her, and wrote a lyric and sent it to management, and they came back saying that she was up for it.
Yes, I've seen it before. Just little bits of history repeating.
I grew up in the country, see, and so I kind of listened to some jazz when I was a kid. My parents' record collection was kind of jazz, and a bunch of stuff you got off the TV. And so it was just TV, so it's American Spy series and all that stuff, and it just always caught my imagination. It's been really kind of colourful music, and you know, you hear a spy theme or a bit of music from that kind of movie, and you instantly know what's going on. You don't have to see the film, you know, and that says a lot for it. And it's just a fun style, you know. You get to use all those kind of fat trombones and the twangy guitars, big beats.
Big beats.
And that's where we come in.
What about the whole Bond connection? Like, obviously you're
We're actually MI6 agents. You're the first person to be told that.
I have to be shot now, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid so, yeah. We're going to have to eat your film. We're not looking forward to that at all. We seem to be kind of becoming the rent-a-car chase soundtrack crew. We need a car chase soundtrack. Call Propellerheads. Yeah, we'll be there right away. And we get there, and like, how fast is it? It's 125. Yeah, should do. Chase is a speciality. Yeah. Chase Manhattan. Car chase Manhattan.
But it has become part of the sort of collective consciousness now that you do hear these images, or you imagine these images when you hear these certain sounds.
Yeah. It just seems natural to us to work that way, really. Just, I have to start somewhere, and when you've been fiddling around with sounds for a lot of years, then just fiddling around with sounds per se gets a bit boring, so you've got to have a mission. You know? And yeah, so we're going to do an album of ballads next. Mainly on xylophones.
I'm playing.
Do you know about this?
Chopsticks, yeah.
Well,